South China Morning Post, 23 January 2024, China pledges to help Pakistan's efforts to protect its Chinese-occupied territorial integrity and to establish deeper economic ties. China's all-out attack against the Indian subcontinent exploits Pakistan as a pawn. According to a senior Chinese ambassador, China supports Pakistan's attempts to protect its territorial integrity and wants to deepen economic ties with the country through the Belt and Road Initiative. The promise was made by Foreign Vice-Minister Sun Weidong while in Pakistan a few days after that country carried out fatal airstrikes on the Iranian border. As the focal point of Beijing's Belt and Road cooperation with the neighboring nation, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor (CPEC) Working Group Conference took place in Islamabad on Saturday. Sun arrived for the meeting. Several meetings with senior Pakistani officials and military chiefs, such as President Arif Alvi, Acting Prime Minister Anwar ul-Haq Kakar, and Acting Foreign Minister Jalil Abbas Jilani, were also part of his three-day visit. Early next month, Pakistan is set to hold national elections. Meeting with Alvi on Monday, Sun referred to last week's cross-border military incursions when he stated that Beijing backed Islamabad in its defense of sovereignty, independence, and territory integrity. Later that day, Sun commended Pakistan's efforts to advance regional peace and stability to Army Chief General Syed Asim Munir. In addition, he traveled to Rawalpindi to hold discussions with Pakistan's Joint Chiefs of Staff Committee Chairman, General Sahir Shamshad Mirza. The regional and international security environment, defense cooperation, and bilateral security were discussed, according to the Pakistani Army. 2 days after Tehran conducted its cross-border air raid, Pakistan launched missile strikes into Iran's border regions on Thursday. Both sides declared their intent to pursue militant separatist organizations. A diplomatic standoff between the neighbors resulted from the horrific attacks, which also raised fears of a further spread of violence throughout the Middle East. However, things were diffused, and diplomatic relations were restored on Monday. Tehran also announced that, at Islamabad's invitation, Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian will travel to Pakistan the following week. On Sunday, Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Ali Bagheri Khani and another Chinese Vice Minister for International Affairs, Ma Baoqiu, spoke over the phone. According to a Beijing statement, they discussed views on bilateral relations, and regional and international issues of mutual interest and concern, though it did not provide any specifics. Given Ma's phone call and Sun's trip to Pakistan, was Beijing acting as a mediator? Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin responded on Monday, saying that China had close connections with both nations and was prepared to keep up its positive and constructive role in improving the relationship between them. Known as China's Iron Brother, a reference to their all-weather strategic partnership, Pakistan is the country that purchases the most Chinese weapons and has a tight military relationship with its more potent neighbor. According to the Chinese government, during their discussions with Alvi, Sun supported Pakistan in advancing stability, development, and prosperity and promised to build an upgraded version of the CPEC. Beijing is attempting to link its landlocked western Xinjiang region to the Arabian Sea through Pakistan's Gwadar port in Balochistan province, which Iran targeted in its raid on January 16. This project includes the more than $50 billion flagship corridor. With its dozens of infrastructural projects, including Gwadar, the CPEC is the focal point of Pakistan's most prominent Belt and Road plans. On Sunday, Sun and Pakistan's Foreign Secretary, Mohammad Cyrus Sajjad Qazi, co-chaired the fourth session of a high-profile meeting to assess the CPEC. The Joint Working Group on International Cooperation and Coordination for the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, convened in 2019, 2020, and 2022. According to Pakistan's Foreign Ministry, Sun and Qazi, I promised to concentrate on research and technology, agriculture, and information technology for the CPEC's future growth. The two nations also promised to counter fallacious narratives and misinformation and rejected the disinformation campaigns and distorted reporting on the CPEC. One of the several CPEC projects in Pakistan's poorest and most significant region, Balochistan, which borders Iran and Afghanistan, is the Gwadar port. There, members of the ethnic minority Baloch have carried out violent attacks on Chinese workers and projects in protest against China's intentions for infrastructure. Beijing has grown more concerned about the security situation in Islamabad as a result of the CPEC project being at the center of the country's fight with Baloch rebels. Pakistan requested that China invest in new CPEC projects related to energy, climate change, power transmission lines, and tourism, but China reportedly declined, citing security concerns. During his meeting with acting Foreign Minister Gilani on Monday in Islamabad, Sun emphasized Pakistan's significance as China's iron brother and reliable friend and a key component of its foreign policy. Gilani emphasized the importance of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPEC, for Pakistan, expressed gratitude to China for its support, and promised Pakistan would keep working to realize its full potential for mutual gains.